Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to another Can-Am Spyder video. So we're out for another ride in the Spyder today, and today I'm going to be heading east from where I live here in Fenelon Falls to a little town called Perth, Ontario. Perth is actually named after a town in Scotland. It's got quite a history to it. Get into that a little later. We were there a couple of years ago, and it's got lots of nice old stone buildings in the town, and should be good for getting some video. After Perth, I'm going to be heading north up to the Calabogie area. There's some ski resorts up there that are used in the wintertime, obviously. And up in that area, looks like there's a kind of a hiking opportunity, which will be nice at that point in the day because I'll get out, stretch my legs, get some exercise. And there's a trail called Eagle's Nest, and I'm going to check that out and see what's going on in there. I looked at some pictures online. It looks pretty nice. After that, I'm just going to gradually meander my way home through the Bancroft area, and we'll probably get home much later in the day. So thank you very much for coming along with me on the ride, and I hope you enjoy the video. Well, we're off to a bit of a dreary start this morning, but you guys can't see it on the camera, but when I look over I can see some blue sky not far away. A little cloudy to begin with, a little cool, but from what I hear on the weather, the day is supposed to get better. Oh, and then there comes the sun right on cue. So first part of our trip is going to take us east, as I was mentioning in the introduction. We're going to be heading over through Bobcage and Buckhorn, and then over to Highway 28, and we're going to go across the north side of Stony Lake near the Petroglyphs Provincial Park, and then we're going to head south from there to a place called Havelock, and that's where we're going to pick up Highway 7, where we're going to head east, and we'll take Highway 7 all the way into our final destination for this leg of the trip, which is Perth. Well, here we are. We're like an hour or so into our journey, and I'm afraid I have kind of underestimated the temperature that I'll be faced with, at least in the early part of this ride. So I'm reading about 15 degrees Celsius on the bike thermometer, and that always reads a bit high, so it's probably about 13 degrees right now, and I could have used probably a heavier jacket today, but it is what it is. We've got to keep going. I've got the grip warmers on, I've got my seat warmer on, and that's just sort of heating up now, and feeling a bit better with those two things on. So if only the sun would come out, it would feel a lot better, but as you can see, it's a pretty cloudy day so far. So I'm just going across the north side of Stony Lake right now. This is a fun little road. It's not super fast, but it's a good quality road, and it's got lots of twisties and turnies on it. Can't really see down into the lake this time of year because of all the trees, but there is a beautiful lake down through those trees. You catch little glimpses of it every now and again. Well, we're just passing through the little town of Havelock now. Just made our first pit stop of the day, and although it doesn't look it, the temperature is improving, so it's not quite as chilly as it was when I first started. So We're now on Highway 7 and we're going to make our run over to Perth. So, day is going well. So now we're just rolling into the little town of Marmora, and all of these little towns that we pass through on Highway 7 are just basically following the railway line that kind of proliferated this area over time. Probably not quite as critical to the towns now, but I'm sure that was the reason that these little places kind of cropped up over the years, because they all follow the kind of Trans-Canada Railway route. Some other riders bearing the cold. So I just made a pit stop back there. I'm rolling along and I'm still kind of cold. And then I remembered I've got my rain jacket with me, so another layer and I'm feeling much better now. It just sort of cuts that wind down a little bit, gives you another layer of protection. Very strange day. The bike is telling me it's 18 degrees Celsius, but I'm telling you, it doesn't feel like that. I think it's because of the lack of sunshine we've got today. Hopefully things will clear out as the day goes by. It's still early. It's only just about 20 after 10 in the morning. So hopefully things improve as the days go by, which I'm sure they will. Well, we have arrived in Perth. And either right before or as we were getting in here, the rain just came down. I didn't get wet, but the roads are wet. And I don't know if that's the end of it or not, but this is the main street of Perth that I'm on right now. And time for a break. Looks like a pretty nice little place, for sure. The sun is trying to come out, so we will find a place to grab something to eat, I think, along here. As I mentioned in the introduction, Perth is named after Perth, Scotland. Perth, Scotland is located just north of Edinburgh and about 50 kilometers inland from the east coast of Scotland on the River Tay. The river that runs through Perth, Ontario also bears the same name. The Perth settlement began in 1815 as a military settlement. Some of the first settlers were from France, Germany, Poland, Italy, Scotland, and Ireland. These settlers were offered land in return for their service in the War of 1812. In 1824, the settlers were granted municipal rights of self-government. Another claim to fame from Perth was the production of the Mammoth cheese, which was a 22,000 pound cheese produced in 1893 for the Chicago World Fair to promote Canadian cheese. As you can see, the main street of the town with a population of 6,000 displays many well-preserved stone buildings from the past. It is really nice to see towns that still have a vibrant main street despite the presence of the box stores on the outside of town. Unfortunately, because of the weather, there was this constant flow of rain and sun flowing through while I was in the town, so it kind of messed up my ability to get much video. But during a brief period of sunshine, I managed to get these shots that you're seeing on the screen right now. Well, such are the perils of the YouTube world. I have arrived at this Eagle's Nest lookout trail, but I just checked the weather map and there is just rain all around me right now. It's nice and sunny right now, but that is not going to last. I just checked, there's all these little pop-up showers all over the place. So unfortunately, this is as far as we're going to get on the Eagle's Nest lookout trail, which is, that is the entrance over there. This is a beautiful area. Leslie and I were up here, I guess it was 2 years ago, and we just passed this Calabogie ski resort and real estate area that we visited a couple of years ago. So it is absolutely gorgeous up here, but unfortunately, where I decided to go today, I was running in and out of rain all the time. So I think I'm just going to hydrate myself, grab a little snack. I'm about an hour and 24 minutes away from Bancroft according to the maps, and then I've got another hour and a half to home from there. So if the weather behaves itself, I'll be able to put the camera back up on top of my helmet, but I had to take it off because it was just pouring when I was coming out of Perth. So a little unfortunate, but that's the way it goes sometimes. So from the Eagle's Nest lookout parking lot, we'll just have to move on, I think, and I think we're going to get a little bit wet. So rain gear day today for sure on the Can-Am Spyder channel. Okay, so I just finished doing a little bit of drone flying there. I've taken my rain jacket off and I put the camera back up on top of my helmet, so now it's guaranteed to rain. But yeah, it's a pretty ominous looking cloud in front of me, but I think I'm going to miss it. At least that's my story and I'm sticking to it. So we're on this Highway 65, which is kind of takes us from Calabogie over to Highway 41 just north of Bon Echo Provincial Park. And then we'll take that Highway 41 down and we'll pick up Highway 28 at a little place called Denby, and then we just take that right across into Bancroft, and we'll probably have a little coffee break or something kind of a break in Bancroft before we make the final push for home. It's been a full day of activity on the Spyder today, let me tell you. I chose, as I mentioned when I stopped at that spot back there, I kind of chose not the greatest direction to go in today. I was sort of going east and north, and that seems to be where all the weather is. But this is a really nice little section of road here. I'm really enjoying riding it. Very windy, and the pavement is a good quality, which is always nice. Lots of lakes to view, and just some general nice scenery. Just made the turn onto Highway 28, and this road is wet, but I missed the actual rain from that big guy up there, but I managed to just get around it. But boy, I'll tell you, when I turned on to 28 and that rain had obviously just gone through, because you can see the road ahead of me is still wet, the temperature dropped about 7 degrees Celsius. I could use that rain jacket again, but I think once I get back out in the sun I'll be fine. Boy, what an up and down day for weather. Now there's some beautiful scenery up ahead. Well folks, that's going to wrap up another Can-Am Spyder video. Not exactly everything I wanted to get done today. The weather kind of played a bigger role than I had anticipated, but weather is weather and you have to deal with it. It was a great ride. I was out there for about 11 hours in total today, well over 500 kilometers, and got to go on some new roads and some new areas that I hadn't been before, so it's all good. So if you like the content you see on the channel, you might want to consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that little bell icon so you get reminded when we release a new video. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.